Hello, Queens. It's your girl Tony with Quality by Tony. Um, I want to show you guys a tutorial on how to make this little eye, this dripping eye. I've been seeing a lot of NFL dripping lips and things of that nature, but I don't really care much for the dripping lips. And I'm kind of a Halloween buff, so the eye was a little more appealing to me. So I know a lot of people ask for the SVG, and that's cool, but I would much rather show you how to do it yourself. All Googled images, pretty simple process if you know what you're doing. Okay, so I'm going to start off with a blank canvas. Let's get started. So like I said, I Googled everything. I don't remember how I got to this little eyeball here, but here's the web page up here at the top, the SVG silh.com, and I typed in something. But anyway, here's the web page where you can go and find this eye if you want this eye, but they have all kind of pretty little eyes on here or whatever, and they're all already in SVG format, so you just download it to your computer. I Googled eyelash SVG, came up with this. Okay, save this one onto my computer for the eyelash. And why did I download the eyelash? Because I didn't like these little skimpy eyelashes at the bottom, so I wanted to add some more. And then for the drips, I Googled dripping SVG. I picked this one and saved it. And when I'm going to show you guys how to upload and clear the white space off of these images. The explosion, I put explosion SVG, save that one to my desktop. And then in my post, I asked for who wanted what logo I should do. And someone commented, New York Giants and Cowboys, and I just can't do that. I can't do the Cowboys, so New York it is. So I Googled this logo, New York Giants logo, and saved this one to my computer as well. So let's start to upload. I've actually already uploaded quite a few of these. So here's the eye, here's the eyelash. Here is the explosion. Here are the drips. So I want to show you guys. I'm going to upload these, but I'm going to go back. Here's our explosion, eyelash drips. Okay, so there's everything there. So let me go back because I want to show you guys about how to clean up pictures. Okay, initially, you know, when I saved this eyelash photo, it came with 2 eyelashes, but I didn't want 2 eyelashes. So I'm going to upload it again so you can see the process of clearing the space. I'm going to keep it simple because it's only 2 colors. And then I'm going to hit continue. When it populates with this gray or white background, you want to clear that background out. Any space that's a solid color, you can put this little cursor there, the cross cursor, and it will clear the background. And then this eraser tool, if I wanted to make it as big or small, I could, to get rid of that extraness. Okay, but in this case, it's easier to just crop it. So I'm going to just select the area that I want to keep, and there you go. And then continue. And then I'm going to save it as a cut file. If I were to save it as a print, then cut image, that means I want to print it on printable HTB vinyl, HTB, in my regular printer, run the paper through, it would print out on my regular printer, and then I would load it on my mat, load it to my Cricut. Cricut would measure the spacing around it and cut the outline. That's not what I want to do. I simply want to upload or load my mat with HTV and cut the shape out. So I'm going to select save as a cut image, and I'm going to save it. So that's how I cut the eyelashes down, and you would do the same with the drips. Okay, and then the other thing you want to keep in mind is, so let me go ahead and upload the drips again so you can see how to, the clearing the background works. So this one comes with a solid white background just like the other one did. I'm going to keep it simple. Now if I were to keep it, I could keep it complex, and that's okay. We'll just keep the integrity of the image itself, but considering I'm not going to print then cut, a simple would be just fine, because I'm going to choose what color vinyl, and it's just simply going to cut the shape out. I hope that made sense. Anyway, keep it as simple, continue, and use the cross arrow or cross T to clear the white back or the gray background, and then these dots here have gray in them. If I didn't clear it out, my Cricut wouldn't acknowledge it. So I'm going to clear this out, and there you go, and then continue. Save as a cut image and save, and there you have that. All right, so lastly I'm going to do the New York Giants, and I'm going to I know this image is kind of big, so I'm gonna let's see, keep it as simple because that's only 2 colors as well, and then continue. And then I'm going to use my magic eraser to clear the background out and continue. And I actually do want to save this one as a save as a print then cut, because I don't want to layer this one, if that makes sense. I want to just keep the, the way the picture looks. I want to just keep that. So this one I would save as a print then cut, because I'm going to print it out on my printer, because I don't feel like layering it, being lazy. In other words, laying down some red vinyl and then cutting it out, cutting out the outline and then laying the navy blue on. I don't feel like doing all that. I'm going to be lazy and do the save as a print and cut. So, and let me go back, because this Buccaneer is a print then cut. I printed that little guy out on my printer and loaded it to my mat, and then my Cricut cut the shape of this flag out of the printable HTV. Okay, so we've got everything we need. First, let's go back to our. Let me load this New York Giants onto my mat. It's huge. And there we have it. Okay, so right now the eyes over here say, I can turn it on or turn it off. Turn it on or turn it off. If I don't want to work on it right now, I'm just going to move it out of the way for right now until I am ready to work on it. Okay, so I'm going to start with adding the eyelashes, the eyelash to my eye. So I'm going to get rid of the drips right now, and I'm going to get rid of the explosion. I want my eye to be the opposite direction for some reason. So I'm going to select it, and then I'm going to do a flip. Okay. Now this, I'm going to select the eyelash, and I'm also going to flip it downward. Okay. I'm going to unlock it because I want to be able to control how big or wide, whereas if it's locked, it would maintain, the integrity of the shape. So I'm going to unlock it so I can, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to make my eye a little smaller so I can have it easier to work with. And I'm going to kind of stretch this eyelash out and make it fit how I want it to fit on my lady eye. Turn it a little bit, I'm gonna bring it down and turn it a little more, and there you have it. I like that. To me, that looks better than just the little lashes she had before that. And by the time you add the drips, it really won't even matter. And as a matter of fact, I think I'm going to raise this up a little bit so that let me bring it down. Y'all get what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give her true lashes. There we go. To me, that looks a little better. Let me see. I'll curve it, bring it up a little more, and boom. There we go. To me, that looks better. Okay, so, and let me see. Is that how mine look? You know what I did? I did take those old eyelashes off. So now that I got it sized the way I want it, watch what I'm about to do, y'all. Watch this magic here. Let's talk about slicing. Slicing is very valuable because you can get rid of stuff that you don't want on a photo. In this case, I'm going to slice the old lashes off. Now, slicing works only 2 layers at a time. Okay. Now watch this. Now you see how I got it covering up the piece that I don't want. Now highlighting, right now I want you to look at the slice right here. It's not available because I haven't selected anything. Right now I'm selecting the eye and the circle. Slice is available. It only works in 2 levels. So if I were to select the eye, eyelash, and circle, slice is not available because it's only able to work in 2 layers at a time. So I'm going to slice, highlight those 2, and slice it off, literally, layer by layer. It's there. Cut that right on off. Boom. Now I'm going to move my eyelash on. Put it where I want it. Look at that. Look at God. Anyway, so I'm going to, now that I have the lash in place where I want it, I'm going to select both and I'm going to weld it. Now they're one. Okay. Moving on to the next portion, we want to work on the explosion, and that's pretty simple. I mean, I'm going to bring my explosion back. What are the New York colors? Red and blue. So I'm going to right click, duplicate. I'm going to make one smaller than the other. I'm going to select the bigger explosion. I'm going to make that one red. I'm going to click this little dot, make it red. Oh, that was the little one. Okay, it's too easy. I'm going to make that one blue because I want to make the little one blue. And then the bigger one, I want to make red. All right, so I'm going to move. You see how it's behind there? And that's okay. You kind of want to move it there, right click, bring to the front. And then shrink it down to be whatever size you want it to be. Then I'm going to right click, bring to front or move to front, and put this one on top. And I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And there you go. All right, so that's the inner part of the eye. Now, let's work on these drips. So I'm going to turn the drips on, and guess what I'm going to do? Slice. Move this up a little bit to get it out of the way for a second. I'm going to put some shapes. And I'm going to slice it little by little. I just want to cut it up, to be honest with you. All right. Another square. And slice it again. And actually, these inner little gray pieces, I mean, you can keep them to use them. It doesn't really matter. You want to get rid of this piece right here. So the reason why I made multiple pieces is because, okay, let me show you. With it being like as one block, it just don't look right sitting underneath the eye like that. You want to be able to stagger it, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is place these drips wherever I want them, making sure that the color kind of blends in, if that makes sense. And I'm trying to think, did I put the drips on top of? Okay, so I put the eyelash on top of the drips. So I'm just going to kind of like, and a matter of fact, I'm going to change the drip colors. Change all my drip colors to, let's say, I'm going to make them yellow, just for right now. All right. So you want to add these drips however you see fit and make them blend, you know, like blend in with the eyelash. And I don't think I turned any of them. Let me look. Yeah, I might have turned them a little bit. I'm going to duplicate this one because I like the shape of it. Make it a little bit smaller. I'm going to put it there. Alrighty, so move this one up a little bit. Now I'm going to get rid of this eye for just a second. Turn that eye off. And I'm going to weld these drips. And then I'm going to add a circle. And see, this is why a lot of times people ask me to give them the SVG, and I'm like, I don't have no SVG. I built it all in Design Space. And I'm just going to curve the drips to make it a little more user-friendly when you apply it to the bottom of the eye. So I'm going to, as a matter of fact, let me do a little more curve. Bring it in a little more, bring it out a little more. There we go. And now I'm going to slice it. Get rid of the parts you don't need. Now let's bring our, I'm going to get rid of this because I don't need you. And I'm going to duplicate this. Now we're going to make one red. And we're going to make the other one blue. Okay, now it's time to bring our eyeball back. I keep calling it eyeball. And Okay, we can move her little pupil, explosion pupil back in the middle. And we're going to add our drip. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, curve it some, and just make sure that it's underneath the black. So by that I mean when you bring let me move my explosions. When you bring the eye to the front, right click, move to front, you want to make sure that the lashes cover up the lining for the drip. So you might have to, oh, let me unlock it. That'll make it work. There we go. And then curve. And you just kind of like play with it to piece it together. I need to make it a little smaller. And bring it up. This that work, y'all. This that work. There we go. All right, so now we got the curve where we need it. It's exact spot where we need it. Bring it down a little bit. And there we go. Woo! That was that work. I'm going to delete this one. And I'm going to right click on the red one. Duplicate. And I'm going to turn that one blue. And like make it just a few, you know, like just to the right of it. And move to the back. All right, so now we got our drips added up in there. And yeah, you'll have to play with it. I mean, it's not going to be, it can be perfect. But 9 times out of 10, you'll be the only one seeing the issues with it. But anyway, this is going to bug me if I can't get this sizing right. Can I get the SVG? No, I ain't got no SVG. I only know how to manipulate design space. Oh no, I moved the wrong one. You see how crazy this is, y'all? Okay. So blue. And then red. Jeez. There we go. Matter of fact, I'm going to make one of them a little bit longer. And then I'm going to move it up. All right, there we go. Woo! Now, bring these to the front. Uh-oh. My explosion. Sometimes you got to get rid of stuff just to grab what you want. Here we go. Move to front. There's the eye. Move to front. There's the other layer. Lastly, we want to add our, oh no, we already had that in there, our New York. So I'm going to make this smaller so I can manipulate it a little better or a little easier. And I'm also going to slice this using 2 shapes. Square for this one. Going to move it on top. Highlight both. Slice. And then just delete the layers that you don't need. Don't need that. Don't need that. Now, I say let's put the NY in the pupil. And I actually think that's kind of conflicting, those colors. Let's see what else we could do. Probably a silver. Yeah, that's nice. Or let's do, yeah. Okay, so we play around a little bit with the colors. So I would probably do that in like a sparkle vinyl. Move this down a little bit. Put this giant on top. And there you have it. Now, look, I know it didn't look easy. There's a whole lot of clicking going on, but you can spend, what, 20-something minutes, and it only took me that long because I'm talking you guys through it. But you can spend 20 minutes to create something like this on your own versus paying, you know, all that money to get an SVG that, you know, a lot of times you get the SVG and it's not even set up properly. You know, it's a whole bunch of different layers that are unnecessary and it just ain't cool. Anyway, let's see how it looks when you make it. All right, so you got this is what you're going to, this one is what you're going to print then cut with your printer, and then load that to your mat, and then it'll cut out the shape. And then you got your explosion, your eye, your blue vinyl, and your red vinyl, and your red explosion with your drips. Make sure that you mirror each one of these, except for the print and cut. Depending on what type of print and cut paper you're using, what kind of printable HTV. And that is it. One of these days I'm going to make a video for how to actually showing me how to load the vinyl and stuff on the mat and cutting it and layering it and all that stuff. So when I laid this photo, I put the drips. So I did the red drips first, then the gold drips, then I put the eye itself on, and then the gold explosion, red explosion, and then the print and cut flag. And then after that, I put the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. By the way, I misspelled Buccaneers. That U is supposed to be an A. But that's okay because I've since then removed the U and added the A. I'm so not perfect. But anyway, that's how you would layer it. And you just press it onto the shirt. Anyway, I hope this video helps somebody out there that's willing to sit and listen and learn on their own instead of spending all that money to buy SVGs. Hit me up if you have any questions. You can find me on my Facebook Messenger, or you can, if you want some ideas, I have Quality by Tony on Etsy, and I'm always here to help. Talk to you later, lady. Bye.